What's up, YouTube family? Welcome back to my video and welcome back to my kitchen. Today on the menu, I'm going to be showing you guys how I roast or bake chicken. I think there's a video that I have out already, but I think I made like a smothered baked chicken. So today I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to kind of like roast and bake this chicken here. And what I decided to do is I have like a half a pot of rice left, and I didn't want to throw it out, so I said let me create a meal. So my meal is going to consist of baked or roasted chicken. I had about 1.5 pounds of stew beef left, frozen, that I need to go ahead and cook before it goes to the bag. So I'll be cooking a small pot of stew beef, and I'll make a little gravy on that to go over the rice. At this point here, what I'm really just basing my video on today is going to be the baked or roasted chicken. So what I've done at this point is I've washed my chicken already, and the way I wash it is I soaked it in cold water with salt in it for about 30 minutes, and that helps clean it a little better. The next step I'm going to do is I have some butter that I'm going to melt, butter, some apple cider vinegar, and just a little bit of chicken broth. I'm going to mix that all together, and I'll pour it over my chicken. So just stay tuned, and I'll show you guys exactly how to do that. I'll bring it back. You guys, and I'm back. So at this point here, I'm going to mix my butter, a couple of tablespoons of chicken broth, and a couple of tablespoons or a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in. I mix it up and I pour it on top of the chicken. And all I did was melt my butter just a little bit. Okay, so that's the chicken broth I have in there. I'm just gonna pour just maybe a lid full. Of apple cider vinegar. That's all you need. It just enhances the flavor on the chicken. I like it. Apple cider vinegar is good for a lot of things. Let's see. So let's mix this up. I thought my butter was melted all the way, but if it's not, that's fine. It's like room temperature. Instead of me throwing that rice away, I could have did some homemade dirty rice with it. But I said I'll just prepare this because my family, or my husband, doesn't care too much for dirty rice. So I'll do this roasted or baked chicken, and I'll do the stew beef that I had left. Go ahead and cook that before it goes out of date. And I make a little small gravy on that, cook some vegetables with it. And you have a full meal. It's that easy. Just that easy, y'all. I think what I'm going to do is, because I want all this to be liquid. So let me just stick this back in the microwave about maybe 5 more minutes. Not 5 minutes, I mean 5 seconds. 5 minutes. It's not melted all the way, you can see. So let's stick it in the microwave about 5 seconds. Seconds. Right. Not quite. Okay, so that was a total of 30 seconds that I just did. So that did it. That did it. Okay, so let's stir this up. my chicken has been sitting out at, like, I won't say room temperature, but it's not cold chicken. So okay, so all I'm gonna do is just pour this on top of my chicken. Put all over the chicken. And just massage it in, y'all. Just massage it in real good. That's what I want to do next is I just want to run this around in this. This is going to help that seasoning stick even more. Even more, y'all. I like trying new things. Turns out good, then I'll stick with it, or I'm cooking it that way if I can remember. So I don't think that a real cook, when you get in the kitchen, you don't really cook the same way every single time. You may use the same seasonings, but I don't think you get it the same exact way every single time you cook. Okay, so I'm gonna get my pan. Baking it in. You see that? Okay. And all I'm going to do is take my chicken out of this juice here. Lay it here. Now, the next step that I'm going to do is season it. I have a bowl here. Move this over. I have a bowl here. I'm going to put all my seasonings in this bowl. And I have onion powder. A little bit of that in there. Eyeball it, that way I can use all the seasoning. If not, then I can just put it in a container and save it till I cook it. I have complete seasoning. Put that in there. And you can, if you decide to try this recipe, just use whatever seasonings you like. Garlic powder here. Season also. And I think I want to put some parsley in there just to make it pretty. It's just going to be just this is just going to be just to make it pretty. Let's mix this up. Okay. Spread it over our chicken. season the chicken on both sides. And rub it in really good. Both sides really good. Okay, flip it over. And let's do the same thing on the other side. What you do is you just take the chicken, you just rub the seasoning in on it good. Don't get your hands dirty. That's what you do when you cook sometimes. You can put gloves on if you like, but this is for me and my family, so my hands are clean. The camera's not acting right, so what I've done at this point, I don't know what left off at, but here I have six chicken legs. In my other video, I was telling you guys that I had washed it, cleaned it, and what I did was before I seasoned it with the seasonings, I marinated just a little butter, chicken broth, and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And I kind of just took the chicken and just washed it or rolled it over into that juice, which is right here. All I did was take my chicken and put it down in there, let it roll over, get a good coat on it. So I coated it with that. And then I seasoned it with onion powder, garlic powder, seasoned all, black pepper, parsley flakes, and I just massaged it in really good. And what I'm going to do is just pour a little bit of that juice on in the pan, and I'm going to bake it for maybe an hour. And then I'll come back and see what kind of juice is on it. I'll pour that juice off because I don't want any juice on it. I think that, like I said, there's a video out already that I made. It's like smothered baked chicken. This time I don't want any gravy on it because I have a little small pot of stew beef that I'm going to make a little gravy on. So all I'm going to do with this is rub in the seasonings real good. If you decide to make this dish, just use your own seasonings and massage it in your chicken. Make sure everything is coated all over. I'm going to pour this little mixture, and just a little bit of it, not all of that, in the bottom of the pan because it is going to make its own broth. So I put just maybe a couple of tablespoons at the bottom, and I'm going to stick it in the oven, uncovered, for about an hour. And then I'll come back and I'll show you guys what it looks like at that point. So I'm just going to title this roasted or baked chicken. Stay tuned. Okay, you guys, I'm right back. So the chicken has been baking for about an hour, and you can see the juice at the bottom. So what I'm going to do now is flip the chicken over. Flip the chicken over, and then I put it back in the oven. I want it to cook. I want it to finish cooking with some of that juice before I really roast it on top. So we're gonna flip it over on the other side, just like this. Because I want it to have like a little crisp on it. So we're gonna flip it. Cook it for about 30 minutes on this side. So you can see it's almost done. So about 30 minutes on this side, and then I'll bring you guys back. It's cooking up real nicely. So I'll bring you guys back. Just to see you guys, and we're back. And I have just taken the chicken out of the oven, and this is cooked for an hour on one side, and then I flipped it over and cooked it for 30 minutes on the other side, and this is what it looks like. So it's got like a little crisp on it, is what I want. Roasted oven baked chicken. It's got just a little juice at the bottom, which is fine. Just let that sit, that it really be dried out. So the only thing you have to do now is just cover it up, plate it, and eat it. So at this time, I'm still cooking. And once I plate everything, I'll bring you guys back and show you what it looks like. Don't look too advertising, but all that's good gravy at the bottom. So what is all that? It's got seasoning. And the oil from the chicken that you see at the bottom.